نستمع لأخطاء في الصلاة أم نعرج على بعض هموم الأمة? What do you think? Should we talk about the common mistake in the prayer or mention some of the trials of our ummah nowadays? قلنا البارحة أن من شروط تكبيرة الإحرام أن يقولها الإنسان وهو واقف، وأن يتلفظ بألفاظها ويسمع نفسه بحيث لا تجزئ أن تكون سرا. We mentioned yesterday and the primary requirement of تكبيرة الإحرام, you must say it while you are standing, and you must say every single word of it, and you must make yourself hear it. So you cannot conceal it in your heart. You must say Allahu Akbar. And now the raising your hand, it is sunnah, mustahab. However, nowadays we end up losing the reward of the sunnah because it's sunnah. So many people, they say, it is sunnah. So we end up losing the reward of the sunnah simply because it is sunnah. The Sahaba, the companion of the Prophet of Allah, when they used to convey the hadith of the Prophet of Allah to others, they make sure to smile at the place where the Prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal smiled. So the Prophet of Allah mentioned in the hadith, and he smiled during delivering the hadith or giving the statement. So the Sahaba will copy the Prophet of Allah. And once Mu'adh ibn Jabal, they told him, well, you are smiling while you are saying the hadith of the Prophet of Allah, and this is a sign of weakness and the disrespect for the hadith of the Prophet of Allah. So you cannot mention the hadith and smile at the same time. This disrespect. قال والله معاذ بن جبل إخواننا عندما كان يحدث بحديث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يبتسم، فقالوا له أن هذه علامة ضعف وقلة حياء من رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وإذ كيف تذكر حديث رسول الله وتبتسم، يعني هذه إشارة أنك لا تحترم الحديث. فقال والله ما ابتسمت إلا لأني رأيت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يبتسم في مثل هذا الموضوع. Said, by Allah, I did not smile, I only smiled because I saw the Prophet of Allah smiling when he said this hadith. So we lose in the reward of the sunnah because it's sunnah. But the Sahaba, the Prophet of Allah, the companion of the Prophet of Allah, they used to fulfill the sunnah. They treat the sunnah as if it's fard. As if it's fard. However, السنة روايتين في رفع الأيدي. روايتين. إما أن ترفع حذو المنكبين، هذا المنكب، حذو المنكبين، أو حذو شحمتي الأذنين. So there is two ways to raise your hand. So either you go like this, line up with your shoulder, the tip of your fingers line up with your shoulders, or you line up with your ears. This is the sunnah, and you must direct the bottom, the bottom of your hand toward the qibla. So it cannot be like this or like this. There are some people, I see many people that just go Allahu Akbar. I don't know where they came up with this one. It looks like cool. I'm not sure if it's cool. It's silly, huh? It's silly. So they just go Allahu Akbar. So this is the sunnah. Not like this, not like this. Toward the qibla. You line up with your shoulder or your ears. So this is mustahab. This is sunnah. And raise your hand and direct your hand to the qibla because the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it. Right? So we have now Duaa al-Istiftah. Our brothers from Pakistan, I think Afghanistan, they recite Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik wa tabarak asmuk wa ta'ala jadduk wa jalla thana'uk wa la ilaha ghayruk. There's a way of saying Du'a al-Istiftah, the open supplication of the prayer. There's two ways. So you can say Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك وجل ثناؤك ولا إله غيرك, or you can recite وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا مسلما وما أنا من المشركين إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا من المسلمين. وهذا يعني الذي اعتمده الإمام الشافعي. This is according to the Imam Shafi'i's madhab, that this is the supplication which you begin your prayer with. متى يسقط دعاء الاستفتاح؟ يعني متى يتوجب عليك ألا تقوله؟
إذا شرع الإمام بالقراءة.
أحسنت. إذا شرع الإمام بالقراءة وإذا أدركت الإمام في الركوع. So there is two ways. You're not supposed to perform or to say the Du'a al-Istiftah, the open supplication. If you begin the prayer while the Imam is reciting. Sometimes we don't give the Musallin behind us enough time to recite the whole tawajjuh, the whole Du'a, the whole supplication. So basically you'll be in the middle of it. The Imam begins reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. What do? You stop. You don't finish it. What? Why? وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. When the Quran been recited, you must keep silent. You must keep silent. You cannot recite anything. There's the exception of Surah Al-Fatiha because it's rukn that you're allowed. We'll get to it. So if you begin the prayer, the Imam did not give you enough time to recite the whole supplication, you stop and you listen to Surah Al-Fatiha. And if you reach the Imam in the ruku', basically you're in you came to the prayer, the Imam is in the state of the ruku', you don't recite anything. You say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Like we said yesterday, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, right? So you don't go Allahu Akbar while you're moving down to the ruku'. في هذه الحالة لا تقرأ الدعاء. هلا ما الحكم؟ One of your brothers here asking me, okay, you missed the first rak'ah. Now after the Imam did the salam, you're gonna stand up to come up with what you missed. Do you recite Du'a al-Istiftah there? No. However, there are some scholars, they said yes. Why? Because you missed the first rak'ah. And the first rak'ah includes that supplication. You missed the first rak'ah, right? And the first rak'ah usually include the supplication, وَجَهْتُ وَجْهِي, Fatiha, Surah. So when you when you stand up to come up with the rak'ah that you missed, so you come up with the full adhkar. But Wallahu ta'ala a'lam, the majority of the scholars said no, because it passed its time. The time of the supplication in the beginning of the prayer, and your beginning of the prayer was the second rak'ah, so you missed it. So you don't recite when you stand up to come up with the rak'ah, you don't say wajjahtu wajhi, and then because it's not the time anymore. Of course you missed the first rak'ah. يعني عندما بيقوم المسبوق الذي راحت عليه الركعة الأولى إخواننا، قام لجيب الركعة تقرأ التوجه. في رأيين للعلماء، من العلماء من قال إنه راحت عليك الركعة الأولى فتأتي بأذكار الركعة الأولى، ومنهم من قال لا، لأنه فات وقتها وقتها عند ابتداء الصلاة، وابتداء الصلاة كان عندك بالركعة الثانية، ففات وقتها. فعندما تقوم حتى تأتي بالركعة التي فاتتك تأتي بالفاتحة. فحفظنا دعاء الاستفتاح. إذا الإمام يقرأ while the Imam is reciting, you stop. And if the Imam in the state of ruku', you don't recite, you don't say دعاء الاستفتاح. What happens if you reach the Imam? If you reach the Imam, let's say الظهر. Let's say الظهر. Imam is reciting, right? We don't hear the recitation of the Imam. I don't know when the Imam is going to make the ruku'. It's unknown to me. I could be saying Allahu Akbar and then I have to follow the Imam. What do I recite al-istiftah or I begin with the Fatiha? You begin with the Fatiha. Why? Fatiha rukun. Dua al-istiftah sunnah. And if you miss the Fatiha according to Imam al-Shafi'i, you have to come up with the rak'ah. According to Imam al-Shafi'i school of thought, if you begin the prayer and you recite at-tawajjuh, so that's supplication, and then you miss the time to recite in Surah Al-Fatiha, then you have to come up with another rak'ah. If you don't do so, your salat is not valid. Why? Because it's rukun, and you fail to come up with the rukun. But وَالَّذِي عَلَيْهِ الْفَتْوَى, no. As soon as the Imam move to the ruku', that's okay. Even if you, but highly recommend you begin with Surah Al-Fatiha. You leave the Sunnah because you don't know if the Imam is going to give you time. دخلت على الصلاة بوقت الظهر يا حج. دخلت بوقت الظهر. ما انك عارفين الإمام راح يعطيك وقت لتقرأ الفاتحة والتوجه. ما انك عارفين. ما انك عارفين الوقت اللي عندك. شو بتعمل؟ هل تقرأ التوجه أو تقرأ الفاتحة؟ تبدأ بالفاتحة. لأن الفاتحة ركن، دعاء التوجه سنة. ولا تضيع الوقت في السنة ويسقط عليك الركن. والذي يصلي على مذهب الإمام الشافعي لو فاتته الفاتحة تقصيرا منه بده يعيد الركعة هذه. لو ما عاد الركعة فسدت صلاته. ولكن الذي عليه الفتوى أنه بمجرد ما الإمام ركع تركع حتى لو لم تكمل الفاتحة. Now the last point, inshallah, I'm sorry, just the last point. What happened when the Imam is actually reciting Surah Al-Fatiha? Do you recite with them or you keep silent? You keep silent, right? When the Imam say Ameen, then you begin the recitation. Now if the Imam did not give you time to finish Surah Al-Fatiha and he began his recitation, no, you must finish Surah Al-Fatiha. Because, with the exception of Imam Al-Hanafi. With the exception of Imam Al-Hanafi. With the exception of Imam Al-Hanafi. But listen to me. Even if you pray according to Imam Al-Hanafi, recite Surah Al-Fatiha. I'll tell you one thing. Imam Al-Hanafi, when he made his fatwa, you know who was the Imam of the Muslimin at that time? The most qualified people on the planet. The scholars. They were the one who to lead the people. So if I have a scholar leading me in the prayer, I can be fully comfortable not to recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Because he will handle whatever that I missed. But nowadays, some of the imams, they don't know how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Or some people, they're not fit to lead in the prayer. They're leading in the prayer. So what do? You put your salat in jeopardy for them? No, you recite Surah Al-Fatiha. Because it's rukn, get yourself out of the khilaf nowadays and recite Surah Al-Fatiha. So, if the Imam did not give you time, you finish Surah Al-Fatiha. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لعلكم تقرؤون خلفي. The Prophet of Allah once told his companions, do you really recite anything in the Quran while I'm reciting? قالوا نعم. قال لا تفعلوا إلا الفاتحة. Don't do it except Surah Al-Fatiha. And this is very clear hadith. The Prophet of Allah tell him, sorry, I can hear someone actually reciting Quran behind me. Do you really do that? They said, oh yes, O Prophet of Allah. قال لا تفعلوا, don't do it. except your recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha, you must finish it. Wallahu ta'ala alam. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah.